What do you see that's in common here? A 0, right? So when I wanted the x-intercept, y was 0. When I wanted the y-intercept, x was 0. Okay. So when I wanted the x-intercept, y was 0. When I wanted the y-intercept, x was 0. Okay. Keep remembering that when we do this worksheet. Let's look at the first one on the worksheet. It says sketch the graph and then write its equation of the line. Well, let's worry about sketching it first. It says x-intercept at 4. So it's telling me I cross that x-axis at 4. So put a dot right on 4. It's telling me that same line has a y-intercept of 3. So I'm crossing at 3 on the y-axis. Well, I have 2 points. I can make a line between any 2 points. There's exactly one line. Draw the line. Okay, I sketched it. Wow, awesome. That's the first part. Okay. The next part says, now write the equation of the line. What's your favorite equation of all time?
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. Start with that. So I need my m and I need my b. Okay, so I need to know what m is. I need to know what b is. Well, m is slope. Okay. Well, I'm going to deal with that in a minute. B is my y-intercept. Do I know where I cross the y-axis? Yeah, where was that?
3.
At 3. So B is 3. We know that much. M is slope. What do I need? How do I find slope between 2 points?
Go down and over.
Rise over run, exactly. So rise over run. So how many up? Then how many over? Well, how many up did we go? 3. How many over did we go? 4. Is this a positive or negative slope? Negative, right? From left to right, I'm going downhill. So that's a negative 3 over 4. Well, now I have my m and I have my b, so I can write my equation. Y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. Done. So I sketched it and I wrote the equation. Let's do one more to make sure that we understand what we're doing. X-intercept of -2. So on the x-axis, you cross at -2. Y-intercept of 5. Cross up 5 on the y-axis. Well, between any 2 points, there is a line. Let's sketch that. Okay, still need to know my m and my b because I need my equation. Well, do I know b? 5. Okay, can I figure out m? Yeah, rise over run. How many up? How many over? How many up? 5 over how many? 2. Positive or negative? Positive. So y equals 5 over 2x plus 5. Pretty darn easy, huh? Okay, so 3 and 4 are similar to that. Now we're going to flip the page. Let's see how, if anything starts to change on us. Well, 5 and 6 are similar again. Then they switch it on 7. Of course they do. But on number 7, it just says find the x and y intercepts. It doesn't tell you to graph. It doesn't tell you to do anything else. Just find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay? Well, think back to when I drew this at the beginning. When I asked you to find the x-intercept, what did I have to put in? 0 for y. But if I asked you to find the x-intercept, that was 0 for y. If I asked you to find the y-intercept, you put 0 in for x. Okay, so we're going to do that. If I want to know the x-intercept, I need to put 0 in for y. So I'm going to plug in 0 for y. So I have x plus 3 times 0 equals -3. Oh, 3 times 0, well, that's just 0, right? So I have x equals -3. So that's telling me I'm going to cross that x-axis at -3. So I need to write it as an ordered pair. X is -3. And then what was y? 0. Okay, well, that's the x-intercept. Still haven't found the y. So I need to put 0 in for x. Good. So I have 0 plus 3y equals -3. Well, that's just -3y. No, positive 3y equals -3. Divide by 3. What's y? -1. So when I put in 0, I got out -1. So if I want to find the x-intercept, I put in 0 for y. If I want to find the y-intercept, I put in 0 for x and solve. Okay, a lot of you are saying, really, Mrs. Yidrin, you didn't need to write that first step. That's fine. If you can go right to the second step, do it. Okay, some of you don't need to see times 0. You know that's just going to make nothing. Again, let's try it again. If I want to find the x-intercept, I put 0 in for the y, right? Okay, so that's just going to become what? 0. So then I have 2x equals 12. So what's x? 6. So 6 comma 0 for my x-intercept. Now what do I need to do? Yeah, plug it in for the other one. So that becomes a big 0. So I have 3y equals 12. So what's y? 4. But what did I put in for x? 0. Thank you. You need to remember that and make sure they're in the right order. If y is 4, make sure the 4 is in the y spot.
Are we finding the slope on these?
Nope, because these just give you an equation and find the two intercepts. Okay, so we're cruising along. 11 and 12, you're still just plugging in 0, solving, plugging in 0, solving. Uh-oh, now they're giving me a graph. Oh no. But you still have to do finding the x and y intercept. Well, what does x-intercept mean? Where it crosses the x-axis. Where does that line cross the x-axis? At 1, 0, right? 1, 0. Done with that one. How do I find the y-intercept? Where it crosses the y-axis, where does it cross the y-axis? At -3, so 0, comma, -3. Make sure you have the zeros in the right spots there. Make sense? Okay, and then you're like, oh, good, another one with a graph on there. That looks nice. And then you get over to number 20 and you go, oh, goodness gracious. It's not crossing at a very nice spot at all. Look, it's somewhere in between -3 and -4, but it's not right in the middle. I don't know where it is. I can't just guess. I have to actually know. Okay, but I do see where it crosses the y-axis. Where does it cross the y? At -4. So 0, comma, -4. We know that much. We know the y-intercept. But I don't know the x-intercept because I can't exactly say where it crossed. So what do you think I should do? Not do it is not an option. What could we do? Could we make an equation of that line? Yeah, let's make an equation. Let's find another point on that line. Well, I see another point right here. So let's find the slope there. How many up and how many over? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Over how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Everyone agree? Positive or negative slope on that one? Negative, because it's going downhill from left to right if you're riding on a car. So -5/4. Do I know B? -4, good. Can I write my equation now? Yeah, y equals -5/4 x plus a -4, just -4, however you want to write that. But I still haven't answered the question, right? Like I have this y-intercept here, but I don't have an x-intercept. Well, if I want to find an x-intercept, I put 0 in for what? For y. So I need to put 0 in for here. So 0 equals -5/4 x minus 4. Now I'm going to keep solving for x. Bring over that 4. So 4 equals -5/4 x. Oh boy, now what? You could divide by -5/4 because you guys got fancy calculators that could do that. Or you could multiply by the reciprocal, which is -4/5. Okay. Remember, multiplying these fractions aren't hard because you just take numerator times the number. So what's negative 4 times 4? 16, and then divide that by 5. And you guys all have calculators that can take 16 divided by 5. It would be negative 16 divided by 5. Yep, good. So negative what? 3.2 for x. Write it as a point. Negative 3.2, comma 0. Now, if you would have left it negative 16 over 5, I would have been fine with that too. Okay, if you didn't want to make this into a decimal, if you wanted to leave it as negative 16/5, either one. Okay, so you have 0, negative 4. So 20, 21, and 22 are the ones that you have to make equations for in order to find both. Okay, so of course someone said first hour, well, I'm just not going to do those. I guess that's your option. Okay, all right, let's do it.